This water pump has been a huge kick in the ass to me. Everything actually fits now the way it's supposed to. We have clearance between. I just don't think they see the value in me over here. I made this whole bracket. We got ourselves a solid state relay, people. 3 and 4, which are constant ground and power. So just run those straight to the back. All right, there's a lot to talk about from the last video. Let me explain. So, as you saw, car was able to start, run, idle for a little bit on its own. Great. One thing that I didn't have was an alternator or a water pump, which are both over here. So, alternator bolts up, but when I bolted up, too close to where the water pump is. Gotta move the water pump back. Then alternator, I need the longer bolts and spacers for it, so Georgia JDL is sending those out to me. Great. Then I'll probably have to remake these water lines, which is okay, because I have extra line right there. Then I had to redo some of my vacuum lines. I'm gonna have to rewire this water pump because I know there is an issue. I might have switched the ground and a power. That's fine, can fix that. Then I need to mount coolant overflow catch can. Coolant overflow catch can. I'll be making 2 brackets for that today myself. And then yeah, everything else is actually going really well. And then once I do all that, I'll be able to let the car actually run and idle on its own and just sit for a little bit. Also, I put in my oil fill neck, got this one from JDL as well. Comes with a port for the catch can as well, so that'll be nice to run it from there to there. So that's good. I just need to get a cap. I thought it came with a cap, but I was wrong. So I need to get a cap for that. Then we're also gonna have to make a dipstick because I don't have a dipstick that'll work with this oil pan. So lots to do, so let's get started. All right, so it's taken me a while to actually get to this point. I actually had to modify the water pump bracket and change some things to mount it, but I have it mounted. I have one line already adjusted. I adjusted this one, doesn't hit the intercooler anymore. Not that that was a big deal, but it's cleaner, I guess. That one's good. This one I'm a little worried about. I'll have to figure it out, but it's okay because I do have extra line. It's really just the fittings and what I decide to do with it. Damn, just hit my camera. Yeah, so it's really all what I decide to do with it and fittings wise. So yeah, so I gotta figure that one out, but I stripped out the fittings somehow, so I need to get a new fitting. I'm going there anyway, so I'll get one from Norm. I'm gonna throw on the alternator to make sure everything still fits before I finalize a lot of these things. Once I do that, the welder's actually down tonight, so I don't think I'll be making those brackets, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. But in the meantime, what I can do is I can tape everything up for my throttle body and make sure all that's good, so I don't have to worry about that, anything touching or anything like that. So I'll do that. Okay, so everything actually fits now the way it's supposed to. We have clearance between the water pump and the alternator, and then my plug, I can still plug that in under here, not touching the alternator, the water pump. See, the weird thing is when I put the pan on, for some reason the engine lifted up a little bit more, so then this pipe doesn't it doesn't reach, so then it pulls the intercooler this way, so it reaches, so that's why it's touching there. So once I actually get the oil pan off, I'll be able to shorten the hockey pucks a little bit more, so that then it brings the engine back down to where it's supposed to be, and that I won't have to worry about that, so that's fine. Everything else works. So tomorrow I will ask Kevin to borrow his laptop because I don't trust my other one, so I can wire up the water pump correctly so I don't get any codes for that. And then welder should be up and running tomorrow, I believe, so then I'll be able to throw these both on there. One will go there, one will go there, and then I will have all the parts that are supposed to be installed here installed. And then yeah, so that'll be pretty sick. Still need a cap for that, still waiting on the spacers for that and stuff like that, so stuff I just physically do not have. And then I will also get a drive shaft, but tomorrow I believe if I can get the water pump working properly and at least the coolant overflow mounted, then I should be able to start the car, fill it up with water and let it run. I'll fix that line should be good, and then we will be good to go. So yeah. Okay, it was a bitch, but I got it in there, and we have like credit card fitment in a lot of spaces. But water pump's mounted, alternator's mounted, not all the way, because like I said, gotta get those spacers and stuff like that. But it'll at least be in a place, and I'll have to get a small enough belt to measure it so that it stays, you know, pretty much. So that's good. I'm almost ready to fill it up with water. I'm gonna make the bracket for my coolant overflow. That's gonna sit over here. So I gotta figure that out. And yeah, so let's do that. What I'm thinking is if I can weld a bracket together that, I kind of want something that's either gonna mount up to like something like here, like one of these holes, and then just kind of come out and push the bracket, push it out, or I may have to do something where it kind of wraps up and I weld it to this or something like that. So I gotta figure it out, but shouldn't be too hard to figure out. So yeah. All right, this is my water pump. My coolant overflow reservoir little bracket here that I made all by myself. You know, I just don't think they see the value in me over here. I made this whole bracket all by myself. Didn't have to ask anyone. Look at that. He was able to keep doing what he was doing. Will's doing. You know, they don't talk about it enough. But you know, what would they do without me around here? Drown. Their days would be boring. So you know, pretty proud of myself. They're not listening to me, but that's fine. It's whatever. Because I know. So now I have to smoke holes in it, and then I should be able to mount it up and it should just work. Oh, look at that thing in there, boy. Look at that. Pop it open. Easy access, which is nice and tight in here. That's what he said. And oh yeah, she's not going anywhere. Looking good. Now I'll run the vacuum line over. I'll fill it with water and I'll see if it leaks out anywhere. So yeah. Okay. We're back. Kind of early, not super early, because I know Skeeter or Will or Kevin's gonna watch this and say, oh, he wasn't there that early. Okay, earlier, they're not here as you can see, so I'm here early enough. But what I am doing today is I'm taping up all my wires and just cleaning up other things that need to be cleaned up while I wait for my relay. I ordered a relay, solid state relay for my water pump, because your water pump is pulsed. You can't run it, you could run it as like a constant on and then off, but instead it would make more sense to do this because then we can have better control over it. So I'm waiting for that relay to come in. When that comes in, then I'll be able to let the car run. So what I'm going to be doing today is taping up wires, cleaning things up, and like finalizing what I had done before, which was the drive-by-wire. And then I will also be trying to figure out my alternator wiring. So there's an excitement wire, and then there's the actual connector that I need to figure out. And just to prove it to everyone that I am here early enough, Kevin just walked in. So I'm going to be doing that, and yeah. We got ourselves a solid state relay, people, and if I wire this in, we can let the car idle out, because the water pump should then be working. I'm so excited. I'm going to wire this in. It should not take me that long. I'm not going to film it because it's just wiring. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, I know you can't see any of this of like what's going on, but trust me when I tell you my water pump works. This water pump has been a huge kick in the ass to me. Yeah, it's been kicking my fucking ass, but I figured it out. I talked it through with Chase, like what I was thinking, and it works. It pulses. I'm not gonna start it right now until I'm on the laptop with Ryan tomorrow, and then we'll actually be able to really get it to go. Now, what I'll have to do is also my resistor for my alternator comes in, so I'll be able to actually like let the car run and idle on its own, which is incredible, and I am stoked about it. So it works. So for anyone that's going to run this water pump on any setup, this is the Peterbilt CWA 400. It has 4 pins. You have pins 3 and 4, which are constant, ground, and power. So just run those straight to the battery. This one, number 2, pin 2, which is your signal ground, run that to the ground to the battery. Now this one, this is your power signal. Run this one to your relay, have your relay connected how it's supposed to be. I can throw a diagram up on the screen, have that ran how it's supposed to be, have it going to your ECU, and now my ECU controls my water pump. This is huge for me because, one, it's taken me forever to figure this out and get this to work. I've tried so many different things. Finally works, because there is a controller that you can buy that'll control the water pump on its own, but I really wanted to work with it in a way that my ECU will, because the Haltech can, it's just you have to wire it correctly, and oh my God, it works. So super happy about that. It's definitely not the prettiest right now. I'm gonna clean it up and make it look good, but it works. Also, since I have an anti-gravity battery, and these batteries are lithium batteries, you can't charge them with a normal charger. So I scooped this charger up, 50 bucks, did the job. Fun fact, you cannot charge a LiPo battery or a lithium battery the same way you do like a lead acid battery. They charge completely different and you will brick your battery. These batteries are very expensive, so just so everyone knows that, you need a battery charger that will charge a lithium battery. So don't do it the wrong way and break your battery. All right, if anyone has a pick for me, I'd really appreciate it. But so everything is hooked up, but for some odd reason, the water pump is not pushing water at all, and I don't know why. It spins. I've sent it all the way up to 90%, and it's just not working. So I gotta take it off again, and it'll be my luck that I take it off and I, hook 2 hoses up to it, throw power and ground to it, and boom, it just works. But it's not making any sense. I'm very confused right now. I don't want to have to buy another pump, but gonna figure it out. So taking the pump out again. Okay, I'm home. I'm actually watching Dragon Ball Z right now, and I'm editing this video. And I wanted to kind of close it out and say, the water pump works, it's just not flowing water. So I have a few ideas of how to fix that. Kevin and I were talking about it, and then he was actually, funny enough, working on a Volvo S60 that had the same exact water pump. We were thinking maybe it's location, maybe the water pump needs to have like a constant flow of water on the top, so it's pushing the water opposed to trying to pull it to create that pressure, and just burping the system and making sure that there's no air in the system that could be causing this issue of no water moving. So that's a few of the issues that I'm having right now, but other than that, everything else is working. Car starts just fine, idles and runs on its own just fine. It sounds great. It's just figuring out the last few things. I have been pretty frustrated the last couple of days trying to figure it out, but at least it's nothing like crazy. So I can definitely figure it out. I may have to make new lines, may have to move things around, but that's okay. That's all part of the process, and I'm okay with that. So I just have to get the water pump sitting and working in a way that it's pushing water and creating the pressure. I have one small leak, so I can't complain about that. But other than that, everything else is working. So next video, I should start off the video by saying, this is what I'm gonna fix, this is what I'm gonna do. Car's running. And that would be the whole video. So I'm gonna call it here. So if you guys enjoyed the video, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to hit, damn, I'm messing this all up. Just hit the subscribe button if you want to. I make decent content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.